so let's move forward then. Just chairperson's comments, just briefly. Kitsap Daily News did a really nice write-up of Sanjay Bhatt's presentation to our board on the response that Kitsap Transit is preparing for the World Cup. So really appreciate that. And I've seen that several organizations have also helped push that out. And so we'll be ready. We're 132 days away. To come up quickly, but I just wanted to call that out. That's all my comments for now. And I think later today we'll be recognizing our drivers of the year and drivers of the month. So that's always a highlight. So looking forward to recognizing our staff members there. All right, on to full discussion items. So
Madam Chair, we have Community Advisory Committee report, if I may.
Sure.
The CAC met on the 29th of January, and as the normal agenda includes reviewing your agenda that you're dealing with today, there was really no comments on the agenda. We also have on the agenda time for the committee members to provide input to us, and there was some great discussions. One of our members shared the issue related to our notification system when we have delays and cancellations and things like that on our ferry system. And we were able to share, Sanjay was there and had a presentation, but we were able to share the transition that we've gone through with kind of automating the rider alert notification so that we can respond quickly. But in doing it automated, they are kind of canned, and that we will follow up if there is multiple cancellations or delays. We will follow up where we'll have one of our staff be able to do more of a in-depth information on what happened, why it's being delayed. But the automated ones that we can trigger at 4 in the morning simply say that it's canceled or delayed to, for example, mechanical issues. So we are able to share that. There was some additional discussions asking questions about when we'll have our new Orca scanners available for folks that are boarding the ferries. Right now, we're using a handheld unit, and it's a little slow compared to being able to tap their units on the buses. So when we get these additional new units, they will act just like the units that are on the buses. So it should help speed that up. There was also some questions about, in particular, our Southworth route of how we offload from the stern, and would it be possible to look at doing instead of stern, do midship. And I've talked with Nick, our Marine Services Director, and he's going to be looking at what the issues are if that is an option. A lot of it is going to be based on the docks in Seattle, and do we have the ability to deal with that in particular. There was also some discussion on just the general availability of vessels, in particular for the Kingston route and the Southworth route. So I kind of shared with them the challenges that we're having with boats that are in dry dock and some of the issues related to that. Another very good suggestion Nick is working on is some of our boats have a second level that we have historically kept closed, because if we open that up, Coast Guard requires us to have an additional crew member. So we're going to look at that as an option during, game days and or World Cup, making sure that we have staff on those vessels so that if necessary, we can open up the upper deck for additional capacity. Then, as I mentioned, Sanjay Bhatt gave a presentation kind of on the current status of our technology improvements that we're doing with a variety of things with the KT trackers, the vehicle locating system, as well as we're starting to launch this program where a person can text a stop number, and they will get a message right back of the next 3 bus arrivals at that particular stop. So they get pretty much real-time information. So they were appreciative to hear that. And then there was a brief discussion in regards to the upcoming board composition review and that process, and how that process will deal with the question about having 2 additional community members on the board, voting community members. And they're going to have more discussion on that than no. I'm sure we'll have an opinion that they will be sharing officially with that group. So that was pretty much it. It was a very good CC meeting.
Great, thank you. Sounds like a robust meeting. Any questions? No, yeah.
I do have a question because it sounds like you were almost sounds like you were at the town hall I went to in Kingston a couple weeks ago. Was Tekla on the advisory board? Did she ask you the questions
Yeah,
about the
She is a
notification?
member that represents Kingston. She
Okay.
did have the question.
I'm gonna follow up with an email, but I'd like to, we have a meeting in Kingston next week. I'd like to be able to report back to them on the communications part.
Great.
Of what you have to report. And just as a follow-up, one of this, I'm sure they got to this level of detail, but one of the suggestions was if the ferry is out for mechanical reasons in the alert, so people get the alert, they might just not get it fast enough. But to be able to say we anticipate the next 3 runs also being canceled rather than just out on mechanical and then they have to cast. They think it'll be bad.
Yeah, the speed of getting alerts out now with the automated system is pretty fast. I mean, the instant the captain makes a decision, and notifies our dispatch center, they push a button and within seconds that notice is put out, at least for that particular trip. We'll have to talk more about predicting whether we're going to have future delays. Sometimes we can do that. Sometimes it's out because we have a clogged jet and they're running the engine back and forth to see if they can clear it. So, but we can talk more on that. So thank you.
Madam Chair, move to approve consent agenda items 5A through 5E.
Okay. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any other comments or questions on that? All right, let's vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that passes. Thank you. Now on to our full discussion items. Let's begin with resolution number 2611 to approve Kitsap Transit 25-988 change order for the MV Solano repairs.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. This resolution gives us authority to go ahead and approve change order 4. We've had the vessel in for its Coast Guard inspection. And while it's in dry dock, there have been things discovered that have necessitated change orders 1 through 3. 1 through 3 have all been within my authority, but change order 4 by itself is within my authority, but the cumulative total of the first 3 plus the 4th now exceeds my authority. So that's why we're back asking for your permission to award change order 4. Change order 4 is to do some work on the engines themselves. During our layup period inspection, we found some things with the engine that needs to be repaired. And now is the timely to get those repairs done, as opposed to coming back later and pulling the boat out of service. So the change order itself is $57,000. And we're asking for permission, as I said, to go ahead and award the change order.
Any questions? No. Entertain a motion.
I'll move to adopt resolution number 2611, authorizing staff to approve change order 4 for KT 25-988 in the amount of $57,300. $57,003.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All right, it's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 2611 to approve the change order 4 for KT 25-988. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you. John, do we have time for one more resolution, or do we want to take the drivers of the,
Why don't we go ahead and do the drivers of the month? I think that would be timely. And I guess we're going to start with Thomas for our routed operator of the month.
Morning, everybody. My name is Thomas Gilbert. I'm the Routed Operations Manager. I'll be presenting 2 awards today. The first one will be Routed Driver of the Month for December 2025. We're proud to recognize Rebecca Silverwood. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. This marks Rebecca's 5th Driver of the Month award, a well-deserved milestone in her career. She's been a valued member of the team since December of 2019, and some achievements that she has received is 18 Way to Go awards, 37 honor roll recipient, 5-year safe driving award that she received in December 2024, and 1 co-pilot distinguished driving award. Rebecca has shared that her goal is to buy a home, and she just got married, so congratulations on her marriage. Fun fact about her is that she loves to help people find their smile, even if they forgot it somewhere. So congratulations to her.
that's great. Congratulations.
Thomas, let's do the driver of the year. Let's do the months first, and then we'll come back. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jeff Eincourt, Access Manager. My pleasure to introduce to you Access Operator Ryan Zaragoza, was awarded for the first Driver of the Month award. He has been with Kitsap Transit since March 2023. He has been on the honor roll 7 times in his career. He earned his 2-year safe driving award in March 2025. He is a driver mentor. His professional goal is to teach, guide, and access drivers, and his personal goal is to practice martial arts. So careful. His words of wisdom to fellow drivers: trust in your training and depend on your team. So congratulations, Ryan. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, good morning. I'm Ryan Zaragoza, Access driver at Mentor. I just recently earned Driver of the Month, and it's my first time here. It's great to meet all of you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Good morning, Cindy Griffey, Worker Driver Program. My December 2025 Driver of the Month is Jared Moyer. He is on 12-hour shifts right now at PSNS, so he can't join us. He couldn't even write up the questions, so I made it up. No. He was hired in 2015 and named Worker Driver of the Year in 2020. Jared has operated the early South Worker Driver route since it was established, so he's elusive, and few worker drivers ever get to see him. If you're out on the roads in South Kitsap at 4 a.m., you might catch a glimpse of him as he drives by. Oh, we're going backwards. Okay.
And members of the board, as Lindsay's coming up, as it was mentioned, we have Driver of the Year selection, which is a operator that is chosen from the pool of Driver of the Months. And I had the honor last week to be able to present the Driver of the Years to all 3 of our programs. So it's very exciting that we have our operators here today that we can share with you folks. So Cindy, please go ahead.
Okay. So our worker driver of the year for 2025 is Lindsay Skelly. So Lindsay has been a worker driver of the month in February of 2019, April 2021, June 2023, February 2024, and November of 2025, which you got to see her last month. She was also the 2019 worker driver of the year, marking her very first year participating in the driver of the month, driver of the year program. She became a worker driver in 2016 after working as a writer, or after, what did I write? After being a writer for several years. And many of her drivers that she knew encouraged her to apply to become a worker driver. Her newest, most memorable moment is being honored as worker driver of the year for a second time. She enjoys finding creative ways to comply with KT's reflective gear rules, such as wearing a high-vis Aloha shirt, and spends her free time with her niece and nephew. Lindsay advises others to trust their instincts, stay alert. As a key member of the worker driver program, she supports fellow drivers, assists with logistics, and occasionally covers the radio duties. And at PSNS, Lindsay serves as the battery shop supervisor. I said A last time and I was in trouble. Lindsay Skelly.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jeff Langford, Access Manager. My pleasure to introduce you Driver of the Year for 2025, Damian Sabata. Damian has been working at Kitsap Transit since March 2011. In his time at Kitsap Transit, he has received 26 Way to Go awards. He's been Driver of the Month 4 times. He's been on the honor roll 31 times. Earned his 14-year Safe Driving Award in March 2025. Damian was Access Driver of the Year in 2013 and 2019. So this is his third time. Damian is also driver mentor, and he likes to participate in the rodeo. So congratulations. Good job.
So my name's Damian. I'm an Access driver mentor. Kind of correction on the driver of the month. I actually got it 8 times. Yeah. So I've been up here quite a few times. I think the last time we had a conversation when I was up here, I was going to get a spot, but I don't see my name yet. But I appreciate it. Thank you. And the support from John, Jeff, Michael, Thomas. Appreciate it.
One thing I'll add about Damien is that Damien is Val Quill's son, so she is, or he is trying to show up his mother with the awards that she's been getting. And I will also add that this is, I think, the first time in our 40-some year history that we've had a driver of the year 3 times.
Hello again. We are proud to announce that Marvin Jackson is named the Routed Driver of the Year. Marvin has been a dedicated employee with Kitsap Transit since September 2002, over more than 23 years of service. He has built an exceptional record of reliability, professionalism, and safe operations. Throughout his career, Marvin has earned 45 Way to Go awards, 9 Team Top Notch awards, been named Driver of the Month 7 times, and been placed on the honor roll 150 times. He has previously been recognized as Driver of the Year in 2014, and most recently earned his 21 Safe Driving Award in August of 2025. This award reflects Marvin's consistent commitment to providing safe and reliable service to our community. while representing Kitsap Transit with integrity every day. He approaches each shift prepared, focused, and accountable. With safety always as his top priority, Marvin consistently demonstrates sound judgment and remains calm under pressure, helping prevent issues before they arise. In addition to his exceptional operational excellence, Marvin is a valued mentor who takes the time to train and support operators, ensuring that they will be prepared for the road ahead. His willingness to share his knowledge and experience strengthens our team and contributes to a high standard we strive to maintain at Kitsap Transit. Marvin is widely respected for his professionalism, positive attitude, and strong work ethic. His dedication does not go unnoticed, and we are grateful for the example that he sets every day. This is the reason why he is Routed Driver of the Year.
You have 3 minutes. I'm not gonna use 3 minutes on this one. I'll share before. One thing he left out on my bio, that I was chosen to train the staff on Kitsap Emergency Management Mobile Emergency, the mobile trailer, what you call that? The motor home, now it's the command
Yeah.
center.
Mhm.
I was directed to train them to drive safely and maneuver without no damage. So that was the last thing I didn't hear on there. So that's my 3 minutes right there. Thank you.
When the Department of Emergency Management purchased their motorhome as part of their system, they needed someone to train their folks to be able to drive the motorhome. And we went ahead and volunteered to do that. And Marvin stepped forward and he was a trainer for those volunteers at DEM that would be responsible for driving their motorhome.
Congratulations again to our drivers of the month and especially our drivers of the year. I love that, so that they're all mentors too. So part of my favorite part of our agenda. All right, let's move back into our action items. Next up, 6B, resolution number 2612, award Kitsap Transit 25-014, Reliance Engine Swings and Repairs.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is asking for authorization to award a contract to Platypus Platypus Marine Incorporated. They're located in Port Angeles, and the contract would be for them to remove the 4 engines in the Reliance and replace those with our in stock 4 engines, so that the speed of being able to get that boat back in service is enhanced by us having a complete ship set ready to go. Once they remove the old engines, then we'll send those in to get rebuilt and put in our inventory ready for the next one. So again, we went out to bid for this work. We received 3 bids. Platypus was the best and final bid on this. So we're asking for permission to go ahead and award the contract for $286,985 to swing the 4 engines out and put 4 of ours back in.
Thank you. Any questions there?
I'll make a motion.
All right.
All right. Move to adopt resolution number 2612. Authorize staff to award KT 25014 to Platypus Marine Incorporated for Reliance Engine Swings and Repairs Project in the amount of $286,985.
All right, is moved and seconded. All right. Did you get that? All right. All right. Any other questions on this? There. All right. So it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 2612 to authorize staff to award KT 25-014 to Platypus Marine Inc. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, right, that passes, thank you. I think that's one of the benefits of having the second set of engines. That's to keep everything moving, great. All right, on to item 6C, resolution number 2613, award contract federal legislative liaison.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is approval of a contract with a federal lobbyist firm. As many of you know, we had a contract with Norm Dixon Associates that came to a close in June of last year. I basically took some time to really assess the need for a federal lobbyist, and I've come to the conclusion that I think it's in our best interest to have someone in Washington, D.C., especially in light of the challenges that are back in D.C., that we need somebody kind of boots on the ground back there, following through on our interests and making sure that it doesn't get lost in the paperwork shuffle. So we went out for requests for qualifications. We received requests or proposals from 3 different firms. All 3 of them were deemed to be qualified. I had Ellen Gustafson, who is currently temporarily on staff, and I went through and evaluated, and I will say 2 of the 3, in fact, to be honest with you, I rated equal. They were just outstanding. I followed up with some references. One of the 2 firms currently is the federal lobbyist for the Skagit Transit, and the other is the lobbyist for Pierce Transit. So I reached out to both of the GMs there to get their opinion, which didn't help in my decision because both of them were very glowing, which in essence confirmed that either of the 2 choices will be excellent. I have experience with both, and I'm happy to report that through the process, Jen Covina, Smith, and Simmons was selected to be the preferred, and I'm happy to ask for permission to go ahead and enter into an agreement with her firm, and it is a 3-year agreement with a 2-year renewal available to us, and the fee that she's proposing, I think, is very reasonable considering I think it's $48,000 a year, which is roughly I think it's $4,000 or $5,000 a month, something like that, which is pretty close, a little bit higher than what we were paying Norm Dixon Associates. But so we're asking for permission to go ahead and award this agreement to Covino, Smith, and Simmons.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
John, could you just talk a little bit more specifically about the value of this? So we're paying 48,000 a year. What do we get back?
Well, they're familiar with and work closely and frequently with, for example, the Department of Transportation. They will follow our grant requests through and make sure that the folks at FTA and DOT are intimately familiar, shall we say, with our proposal. And if there are any issues related to it, they will quickly and work with us to get those issues answered fast. They also work regularly with members on the Hill, so they know, and not just the members, but the staff, key staff personnel as well. So they work with a lot of the appropriations committee staff and things of that nature, along with, of course, Representative Randall's office and Senator Murray's and Cantwell's office. So just having them back there, and of course, when we go back, they will schedule and arrange the visits, which I can tell you from our experience in the past, Charlotte, bless her heart, it spends days trying to coordinate and get the meeting set up where they're able to get those put together. And then also they will notify us if something is coming up and they think that there is a benefit for us to come back to DC. So we can go back there. They have, it's kind of a minor thing, but they also have a spare office back there that's close to where when we go back, we have a place, if we don't do it in our hotel rooms, where we can sit down with them and work through issues. So there's, in my mind, there's quite a few benefits. And again, in talking with both the general managers at Pierce and Skagit about just the general value, they both are very strong and feel that it's worth the investment.
Thank you. Any other questions? And John, this has already been in this year's budget.
Correct.
For that. Councilman, or
I was going to do the motion.
Go ahead.
But I just wanted to ask, because of all the changes, are they whiplash resistant individuals? Just curious.
They have experience, let me put it that way.
Right, yeah. I move to adopt resolution number 26-13, authorizing staff to enter into contract KT 25-006 with Knievel Smith and Simon for federal legislative liaison services for 3 years and delegating authority to the executive director exercise additional renewal option.
Second.
Right. It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 2613, authorizing staff to enter into the contract KT 25006 with Covino Smith and Simon Inc. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Right, move forward. I look forward to working with them. I think it's a needed, definitely needed at this time to have that representation in DC. Right, thank you.
And I would also add, there's a couple other things I probably neglected to say that they will do is they keep looking for funding opportunities. They will become familiar with our plans and long range plans. So if there's a bucket of money that comes up out of another department other than transportation, they'll be watching and notifying us of that, and they will assist our staff in preparing and proofing the grant applications to make sure that they qualify for it. So
Thank you. All right, now we're on to item 7, executive director items.
just a few items. I know we went through a lot, including some resolutions at our last meeting a couple of weeks ago. So this meeting, I think, is going to be rather short. I wanted to follow up on the discussion that we had regarding a board retreat. We've been looking at the schedules and calendars, and based on the conversation that we've had, we're targeting the second meeting of this board in July to dedicate to having a retreat, having a facilitator there to help us review our mission statement and also talk about goals, and also do some kind of strategic planning, which is what I'm hoping to get out of this as well. So I just wanted to let folks know about that. The other thing that I wanted to share, just as a piece of information, and we're pretty early on in the process, but we've had discussions regarding more shelters, and we had an opportunity that came up recently to apply for some funding that we could use for shelters. So we put in an application that's about $150,000 if successful, that we can use, plus of course our local match, towards adding more shelters to our system. We won't hear the results of this until probably May through June of next year. And if awarded, it will be in the 27-29 biennium. So, but we are pushing forward and looking to see if we can find some additional funding with that.
Question, Madam Chair. John, I'm sure you have a very thorough plan, but I'd be interested in seeing the level of service and how you determine when funding comes through, which locations get shelter, how and why.
Yes, and that's one of the things that's really exciting about the new automatic passenger counting system that is being installed or is installed on our buses, and we're now going through and verifying that, because that will give us data of the number of boardings and lightings that occur per stop. So we'll be able to get some good data to be able to prioritize things like shelter. Now, there are going to be other issues that will come into play. there's new rules coming or here in regards to our abilities to put in a shelter. So some of it might be just dependent upon, do we have sufficient right of way and can we get easements, things of that nature to be able to provide the necessary space that we need to comply with these additional regulations. But I'm excited about getting this passenger system or accounting system in place so that we can use that data for things like shelter placements. And then the last thing I wanted to share is just to give a board the update on our, and I wish former Mayor Erickson was here, and I'll probably give her a call just to fill her in, but the open payment for our Orca system is here. We're in the, I think we're in the second stage of testing it before we roll it out completely. We've identified a fairly busy route in King County so that people can use their credit card to get on the service, and we expect to have it rolled out for our entire system probably later this month. So we're pretty excited about getting that project going as quickly as we were able to get it going. And certainly it will be here in time for World Cup.
So John, will that work then for Washington State ferries too?
That I'm not sure, probably not, because of, Washington State Ferries is kind of a unique animal in our world, and they have a lot of regulations that come down from like the Transportation Commission deals with their fares and fare settings. So they don't have quite the flexibility that we do as a transit system and even King County.
Any other questions for John? Great report. I think I feel like we with the application for more bus shelters and tap to pay, the Kitsap Transit's been so responsive to some of the comments that the board has brought up and reflecting what our community's been asking for. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now we're on to item 8A. Oh, no, we already did that. 8B, excuse me. Yeah, 8C. Right along, we've already recognized our drivers of the month and year. So February 2026 report from our Kitsap Transit lobbyist.
And I would just, all the other reports, let them stand as presented. You can read at your leisure. If you have any question, please reach out and we can get you the answers on those. Now that you have approved the federal lobbyist, I was talking with Jackie, the clerk of the board this morning, about remembering that the upcoming agendas that we will have a report both from our federal as well as our state lobbyists. So.
Right, in our packet included some really great reports already. So if there are any questions for staff or for John on those reports. All right, we'll move along then to public comment. Did we receive any? Is anyone here? Seems like a very quiet meeting today. We'll just keep moving forward. All right. Oh, go ahead.
Thanks. Just one suggestion. I think I mentioned this before, but when bills are being introduced and has a sponsor, it'd be helpful for me to have their party affiliation and perhaps what city they're from, because they're just a name to me. I have no idea.
All right, thank you.
We can pass that on.
Along. All right, on to for the good of the order, transit board member comments. Anyone have any comments? No, wow, look at us. We are a quiet bunch.
I just I wanna say it's too bad that Councilmember Mochler isn't here to hear about the grants for the bus stops.
Yeah, we'll pass that on to her.
And the passenger count.
Yeah, and the passenger, yep, and the passenger counting. Yeah, definitely will be reflected in our minutes. All right, any other comments? Oh, all right. Well, with that, we will adjourn. Thank you all.
Thank you.